Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. As this title suggests, I will be running the London Marathon 2026. This will be a little series of videos showcasing my entire journey from now up until race day. Mainly for me to look back on after the fact, when it's all said and done. I can look back and see why I've done it. And if I ever decide to do another one, I can look back and decide from there if I need to do another one. But in case anyone happens to stumble across these videos, hi. I hope you at least enjoy them, and I hope I can possibly inspire some of you, one of you, anything, to do hard things for great causes. So, just in case anyone is watching who doesn't know me, this first one will just be a who, when, why and how, just to get it started with. The plan is to update here every 2 weeks or so during the training period, just on how the training's going, how I'm feeling, any regrets I've got, which I'm sure there will be loads, but we'll get there together. And hopefully on the run up as well, the frequency might increase more than 2 weeks, but we'll see how we go, see how the training is going and how much of my life that actually takes up. Now, I know nothing about YouTube, I know nothing about running, so I hope everyone on here, if you find me, will be nice and support me in my journey to do something incredible. I have got my laptop just below with a few little prompts, so if you keep seeing me look down, it's just because I'm reading them. I will try and look at this. It's very alien to me. I don't like talking to a camera, but I feel like it's something I need to do. So hopefully I'll get more used to it and we'll get there. Well, in the grand scheme of things, I'm a no one. I'm a no one in terms of YouTube, and I'm a no one in terms of running. I'm just Adam. I'm your average guy who's decided to sign up to do a possibly once in a lifetime thing for reasons that we will get into later. My current running experience goes as far as a few 5Ks here and there just to try and lose weight. Doesn't exactly work, but it makes me feel better every now and again, and that's about it. Back in 2020, the time that nobody likes to talk about, so I won't mention it, I was getting up to running 2-3 10Ks a week, just comfortably, at a comfortable pace by myself, out on the roads. That's declined an awful lot since then in the last 5 years. So now I am down to just running an average 5K by myself on a road in around about 32 minutes. So whilst I might not be a complete beginner to running, there is a huge learning curve that I will need to manage before being able to run 26.2 miles for the marathon. Obviously, as I have already mentioned, I will be running the 2026 London Marathon that will be taking place on Sunday the 26th of April 2026 in and around the City of London. And this is classed to be possibly the most prestigious marathon in the world. So if you're only going to ever run one, why not make it the biggest? Well, this story actually starts 11 years ago. In 2014, my mum was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia out of the blue. This type of leukemia is one of the more common variations found in children, but in adults it's a lot rarer and a lot harder to treat. This shock diagnosis was to rip through my family and put in motion some of the worst times that we have all encountered. After being diagnosed in hospital, my mum was quickly offered a spot on a trial that was ongoing at King's College Hospital in London. As a family, we decided that the best course of action was to her to take the space at the great cost that it would make it harder for us to visit and go and see her. We worked it out between us all, and I went to see her every Sunday she was in hospital. Now, the London Marathon that year was held on Sunday the 13th of April. So, as I would, I headed up there as a normal day just to go and see my mum in hospital. And we sat together and we watched the London Marathon on the TV. Whilst watching, we spoke about how amazing it was that so many ordinary people were willing to put themselves through not only race day, but the entire training needed to be able to run such an iconic race to raise money for so many incredible causes. This was the moment. As I sat there beside her bed, I looked at what this disease had done to not only her as the one diagnosed, but my entire family as a whole. And I made a promise to myself that I would run the London Marathon to raise money for a charity that supported leukemia in some way and make my mum proud. The time passed, and whilst the incredible toll of the treatment was definitely notable on my mum, she kept fighting, and despite all odds was on the brink of being told that she was going to win her battle. Unfortunately, the world had other ideas, and we were to lose her to other causes just days before she was due to return home to the family. So, for 11 years, I have held this promise within and told myself that I was not good enough to even think about trying to run the marathon, and that the next year, that will be my year. That's the year I'll do it. And every year, this was a common occurrence. Every year, I told myself I wasn't good enough. Even to the point that when I got the email back on May the 13th this year, saying I had a place to run in the 2026 London Marathon, I instantly called my wife to ask her opinion, as I'd already tried to start talking myself out of it. And let's just say she had a few choice words to say to me on that call, and this is where we are. So now, today, on June the 6th, 2025, when this video goes live and all my other fundraising goes live, it will be exactly 11 years since we lost my mum. And I can now announce that next year is actually the year that I am going to fulfill my promise that I made all them years ago and make my mum proud. This is why I'm incredibly proud to say I will be running for Leukemia Care UK. They are an amazing charity that help and support those suffering from leukemia and all other blood disorders and their entire families. They are the leading leukemia charity who for over 50 years have been dedicated to ensuring everyone affected receives the best possible diagnosis, information, advice, treatment and support. So, not classing myself as a runner right now, I have a long way to go in the 10 months before the big day. I've heard great things about the Runner app and have decided to download it and pay for a year's subscription to aid me on this journey. My plan is to start with a 5k improvement plan, move on to a 10k plan, then a half marathon training block before starting on a 20-week marathon training block, which will lead me right up to race day. So the last Sunday of the training will be race day. Whilst I know that doing these training blocks back to back is probably not the best idea in terms of rest, I do plan to start each training block right back at the beginning, right back to scratch, and starting hopefully then with smaller, shorter, easier runs that will give me allowances for the rest period that I should be taking in between, but I'm not. So hopefully that will all go to plan and we'll get there in the end. I'll be watching as many YouTube videos and listening to as many running podcasts as I can on my way to gain more of an insight into it all and what may work best for me. But advice is always welcome because, as I say, I know nothing about this. I am just going on what I can find and how I feel. If anyone was willing to donate to Leukemia Care UK, you can go to my Just Giving page. There will be a QR code somewhere on the screen that you can scan that will take you straight there, or I will put the link in the description. Now, I'm not asking anyone or begging anyone to sponsor me. That's not what these videos are about. But if you are inspired and you do want to, then anything is greatly appreciated for such an amazing charity. Now, with all that said, let the training commence and I'll see you in a couple of weeks and let you know how I'm going.